Hey, good evening. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's Friday night where I like to step into your life and just give you a few tips and tools as you manage through the trauma of divorce. Tonight's topic you probably see there on the ticker, which is I'm just tired of fighting in divorce. And maybe I was inspired by this because I'm tired tonight. I just got home from a week at camp of leading single moms, and I'm tired. And I thought, well, what topic can relate to being tired with my audience? So I thought, I know, I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of the stress and the animosity that's happening in this divorce. Oh, do I understand that? Having worked in this field for the last 19 years and holding support groups and divorce coaching and also a mediator, I see so much of the fighting. So I want to give you some helpful tools, I hope, some thoughts that are going to help you as you manage through this. And a couple of preliminary things I just want to say. This is my goal right here. My work is to guide people through the trauma of the divorce with the least amount of damage, emotionally, financially, spiritually, and physically, because this is damaging. And so the goal really is, how do we minimize that damage? There's no way that you can go through this without some damage, but how do we minimize that? How do we spare our children? How do we spare our hearts? How do we spare our finances from being annihilated from this trauma? And there are ways. Being a mediator, I have seen them, I have helped in performing them. And it's just important for us to realize our emotions can go wild, our anger can go wild, the betrayal can go wild, and we can hurt ourselves and we can hurt our children and we can hurt everything if we don't manage this carefully. And when we are tired, our patience is a little bit low. So we are stressed, we are tired, we're not sleeping. And so we are totally stressed to the max and we are just plain tired. I get it. I hear you. I hear you and I get you. Before we jump in, also, I just want to state September 10th is my next group that is forming, and connect with me for registration form. We'll get that to you and we will begin the process of healing through divorce. I don't want to neglect stating that because I want you to start that healing process. And so support group is one amazing way in which you can do that, along with seeing a therapist and talking with the pastor and having close friends who are going to allow you to talk. But for the group, September 10th. First, I've got 3 points here, but first I just want to focus on two of them, or two sidebars, I guess. And that is, if you're going to fight through divorce, would you please, please, please fight for something that's important? How many times have I seen people who are fighting for things that really, in the end, do not matter? They are things. They are assets. Now, I get it. You need assets to establish yourself to move forward. But if you are nitpicking and you are going after things that can be replaced, just a word of warning, it may not be worth the cost. I have seen people who will fight $10,000 worth of legal fees for something that has a value of $5,000. Does that really make sense? If it's replaceable, does that really make sense? No, it doesn't. So if you must fight, fight for what is important and don't get bogged down in the details. I know there are a lot of sentimental things. There are reasons, and I also know that people fight because they want to hurt the other party because they've been hurt by betrayal and all of the complexities of that. That's why you need help in going through support and getting the support. That's why you need this workbook, seeing your attorney for the first time, so you don't get bogged down with the details, so you have an opportunity to write out what is really important to you and what is worth fighting for. Kids, about the only thing worth really fighting for. So don't get bogged down in the details. Speaking of kids, Know how to protect your children. How do you protect your children with all of the information and all of the chaos that's going on? I have on my YouTube channel a seminar that's actually 3 hours long, but it's put into 5 different parcels, and it's called How Not to Screw Up Your Kids Going Through Divorce. And it is where I interviewed some child experts and got some wonderful information. You can find that on YouTube. It's called, again, How Not to Screw Up Your Kids Going Through Divorce. Check it out. Know how to protect your children. Realize these little shoulders of theirs cannot handle the adult information and burdens that a lot of parents are putting on them. Please, please, please don't do that to your kids. It will harm them for their future, for the rest of their lives. Get yourself healthy. Don't put that on your kids. And that's a whole nother topic that we could spend all night on. But I want to get to my 3 points of how, when you are tired of fighting and divorce, how can you help yourself? Number 1, physical help. How can you get the physical help? Is it necessary for you to have someone to come in and clean your house or help transport the kids or take them to activities? Where do you need that physical help? Where do you need the help to be able to sleep? Maybe you need some melatonin for the first time. Maybe you need to ask your doctor for some sleeping medication so you can get your sleep, because you can't think straight when you are tired. Trust me, I know. I'm pretty tired right now, and I'm trying to keep myself online. But emotional fatigue is much more difficult than physical fatigue, which is what I'm feeling right now, is more of the physical. So get the physical help that you need. Listen to your body. It's saying, please let me rest. But your mind won't shut off. I get that. Sleeping just doesn't seem to come to a lot of people as they're going through divorce because there's just so much to be anxious about. Get the physical help that you need. What do you need right now physically? Maybe it's a walk around the block. I don't know what that is, but you need to ask yourself, what do I need physically to help me? And maybe, quite honestly, it is some medication. And I would not be ashamed or afraid to ask your physician for this to get you over the hump. Now, be careful that you don't become dependent on it, and be careful that you are not seeking out some unhealthy coping skills such as alcohol or drugs to help you get through this. No, your life is complicated enough right now. You do not need artificial means to get you through this. What do you need physically to help you through this time? Second, spiritual help. You are tired spiritually. Trust me, I know it, I believe it. I am certain of it. Where do you get the spiritual help you need? People that are going to uplift you, to give you hope, to let you know God has a plan after this is finished. God is not forsaking you. God is not divorcing you. And quite frankly, I don't care what the reasons are for your divorce. Maybe you were the one who broke that covenant. Then you need forgiveness and healing, not to avoid it, not to beat yourself up, but you need forgiveness and you need healing. And you need to come to the Lord God and put it all before Him and get the spiritual help you need. And you may need someone to walk you through this. A pastor, a therapist, a support group. We talk about spirituality all the time in my group. And number 3, you may need financial and practical help. You may need someone to help you come into your life and do a budget and to show you what it is that you need to do to help yourself financially right now, and other practical help. How do you find out who can help you with your plumbing issue or the roof or the car? All of that, those practical things that the world keeps churning, the world keeps going, and needs still show up. So how do you need that financial and practical help in this season of your life? So how important it is that you seek that out, that you find that help, so that you know that you're not alone. you are not alone. And that's huge right now, especially when you're tired, to know that you don't have to carry the world on your shoulders. There are people that are going to help you out, but you have to ask, right? You can't think or assume that people are going to come to your door and help you if they don't know what the need is. It's okay to ask for help right now. And I hope that you will, physically, spiritually, financially, and practically, that you will seek out the help that you need. I get that you're tired. I get that you're tired of the fighting. And it seems so surreal in what you're going through. How is it possible that this person that I was so intimate with is now an unsafe person? In fact, in some cases, the enemy to us. That's why you need help. Because your brain, your heart, your mind cannot take all in what's going on right now. It's time to ask for help. It's time to be honest with yourself and say, I cannot do this alone. I need the help. And I hope that you will seek it. I usually have some Bible verses here that I love to put in because scriptures are such solid rocks to hold on to during this time. But in my fatigue, guess what I forgot to do was to write one in there. But please know that God is not far off. He is near to us. In fact, where's my, hold on one sec. How about this? The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and he saves those whose spirits are crushed. And that may very well be you tonight. I hope you will take hope and confidence in the things that I have shared with you. Ask for the help. Know that you're not alone, that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted, those who are crushed in spirit, and those who are incredibly, incredibly tired. Take care of yourself. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, walking with you every step of the way through the trauma and after the trauma of divorce. Have a good evening.